The wreckage smoldered in the wheat field like a fallen star, smoke curling into the purple dusk of Earth's countryside. 16-year-old Marcus Chen dropped his bicycle and ran toward the twisted metal, his heart hammering against his ribs. Living at St. Catherine's orphanage had taught him many things, but hesitation in the face of someone's suffering wasn't one of them. The escape pod, because that's clearly what it was, had carved a 30-meter trench through Mr. Harrison's crops. Marcus had seen enough sci-fi holovids to recognize alien tech when he saw it. The hull was unlike anything human engineers produced, all flowing curves and iridescent alloys that seemed to shift colors in the fading light. "Hello?" Marcus called out, approaching cautiously. "Is anyone alive in there?" A groan answered him, followed by a hiss of depressurizing air. A hatch irised open with a mechanical wheeze, and Marcus found himself staring at the most alien face he'd ever seen outside of entertainment feeds. The being was vaguely humanoid, with 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern on an elongated skull. His skin, if it could be called that, rippled with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed weakly, like a dying neon sign. "Help. Please." The words came out in heavily accented but understandable English, filtered through a translation device hanging askew from the alien's neck. Marcus didn't think. He just acted. The alien was elderly. That much was obvious from the way his limbs trembled and the dimness of his bioluminescence. Marcus wedged himself into the pod's opening and began pulling the being free. He was surprisingly light, his frame bird-like beneath robes that probably cost more than the orphanage's annual budget, though Marcus didn't know that yet. "I've got you," Marcus grunted, dragging the alien clear just as sparks began showering from the pod's interior. "Come on, we need to get away from—" The explosion wasn't massive, but it was enough to send both of them tumbling. Marcus threw himself over the alien instinctively, shielding him from the debris raining down. When the smoke cleared, he helped the being to his feet. "My name is Jethara," the alien wheezed, all 4 eyes focusing on Marcus with an intensity that made the boy uncomfortable. "You saved my life, young human." "Marcus, and don't mention it. Are you hurt? Can you walk?" Jethara tested his legs, wincing but managing to stay upright. "I will survive, thanks to you. My ship, it was sabotaged. Corporate rivals, no doubt. They finally succeeded. We should get you to a hospital, or whatever aliens use." "No." Jethara's hand, 3-fingered and surprisingly strong, gripped Marcus's shoulder. "No authorities, not yet. They will have people watching, waiting to finish what they started. Please, is there somewhere safe? Somewhere. Hidden?" Marcus thought of St. Catherine's of Sister Mary, who never turned away anyone in need, regardless of species. "Yeah, I know a place." The 2-kilometer walk to the orphanage took nearly an hour, with Jethara leaning heavily on Marcus. They took back roads and cut through the woods, avoiding the main highway where news drones were already circling toward the crash site. Sister Mary, to her eternal credit, took one look at the pair and simply opened the door wider. "Marcus, bring your friend to the infirmary. I'll make tea." For 3 days, Jethara recovered in the orphanage's small medical room. Marcus visited, whenever he could between chores and online classes, bringing food he'd modified based on Jethara's dietary requirements, looked up in the public xenobiology databases. They talked about everything: Earth, the galactic commonwealth, the vast empires of commerce that spanned light years. "You live here?" Jethara asked on the 3rd day, his bioluminescence back to full, healthy brightness. "In this institution?" Marcus shrugged. "My parents died when I was 8. Car accident, no other family. St. Catherine's is home now. And yet you risked yourself for a stranger, for an alien you'd never met. You needed help." Marcus said it like it was the simplest thing in the world. Jethara's eyes seemed to shimmer with something that might have been tears in his species. "Marcus Chen, do you know who I am?" "Jethara? The guy whose ship crashed?" "I am Jethara Corvellis, CEO of Corvellis Industries. My company controls 40% of the Commonwealth's deuterium trade. My personal wealth could buy this planet. Twice." Marcus blinked. "Oh. That's cool." Jithara made a sound somewhere between a laugh and a cough. I have spent 2 centuries accumulating power and wealth. I have been betrayed by family, by partners, by those I trusted with everything, and yet a human child with nothing asked for nothing in return for saving my life. I mean, I wasn't going to let you die. Exactly. Jithara stood, his movements now fluid and strong. Marcus Chen, I am in your debt. In my culture, such a debt is not taken lightly. You don't owe me anything. I am going to establish a trust in your name. 50 million credits increasing with compound interest. Your education, your future, whatever you wish to pursue, it is secured. Marcus felt dizzy. I can't accept. Furthermore, I am making a donation to this orphanage. 200 million credits with annual stipends to ensure every child here has the opportunities they deserve. Sister Mary, who had been listening from the doorway, made a small sound. And finally, Jithara continued, placing a small device in Marcus's palm. This is a direct communication link to me. If you ever need anything, anywhere in the galaxy you call, I will answer. Marcus stared at the device, then at the alien who had been just another being in need 3 days ago. Why? Because you saw an injured person and helped without calculation or expectation. That is rarer than diamonds in this universe, Marcus Chen. In all my years crossing countless worlds, I have learned that true character reveals itself, not in grand gestures, but in simple moments of compassion. Jithara's 4 eyes met Marcus's too. You remind me why I built my empire in the first place, to help those who cannot help themselves. You've given this old merchant more than you know. As Jithara's rescue ship descended from orbit the next morning, Marcus watched from the orphanage window. The alien had promised to return, to check on his investment, as he'd said with what Marcus now recognized as his species' version of a smile. Sister Mary stood beside him. That was quite an adventure, Marcus. Yeah, Marcus agreed, still processing everything. I just didn't want him to die alone in a field. And that, Sister Mary said softly, is what makes you remarkable. In the years that followed, Marcus would indeed use that communication device, though never for money, always for advice, for friendship. And Jithara, true to his word, became not just a benefactor but a mentor, a friend, a reminder that compassion transcends species, and that sometimes the simplest acts of humanity echo across the stars.